What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Sweet and Spicy Sacred Serendipities. My name is Andrew. I am your host. I'm so glad to be back. I am so thankful to be here again one more time. Thank you to everyone who showed up the first time, and thank you to everyone who's coming back. I don't think these conversations would be able to exist if it wasn't for mine and yours participation. So thank you for your willingness, thank you for your participation, and thank you for just showing up today. I want to start obviously with our prayer. I already said. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Dear universe, thank you so much for the capacity to show up again one more time. Thank you for the insights that have been gifted upon me for the last couple of weeks that I have been dying to tell my guests, to tell my listeners, and to say myself so they could resonate with me in deeper tones. May we all have light during our dark times. May we all find grace during our struggle. And may we all find beauty in whatever situation that we are currently in. Thank you. Okay, so I just want to start by saying I got really exciting news. The topic of the episode today is gonna be new beginnings or endings, right? They're both one of the same coin. They go hand in hand. It's yin and yang. Without one, the other could not exist. So I have a really, really exciting thing to tell you guys. I am moving to Texas. Oh my gosh, dude. This has been something that I gave it time to kind of just build, and I allowed myself time to not put pressure on the situation. But for the last year or so, I've wanted to move. I'm a mover. I'm a person. I'm a traveler. I like to explore new places and meet new people, and I didn't really know that until I moved to North Dakota about 12 years ago now in December. I didn't know that my soul longed for. I enjoyed meeting new people. I always knew it, but growing up in a city like I did and not having the resources to explore or go to new places, you kind of know everybody. Everyone knows everyone, or at least you know as many people as you go to school with, as you live around, and not a whole lot of expansion really happens. I think that's why most people want to leave from their hometown, because they have a desire to be elsewhere or go and explore new things. And coming to North Dakota, it was such a beautiful experience for that. I just want to start by saying thank you to everyone who has made the last 10 years of my life so enjoyable. I've met some of the most amazing people in my life out here. I have had some of the most beautiful experiences out here, and it happened on a whim. It happened because I put faith in something that I had no fucking idea about. I didn't know anything about North Dakota. I didn't know anything about being an adult. There was so little that I really knew about what I was putting myself into. And yeah, I dove in head first with just the hope that it would be better, with just the intentions that it would bring me more blessings and more fortune. It would bring me more joy and more satisfaction than the current situation I was living did. And it did. It did rightfully. I think we are always rewarded for taking that risk, regardless of what it is that we experience or regardless of what it is that we go through. I think our reward for risking something is so beautiful. We can't experience it. We can't go through it and not be in total awe with how awesome that this place is. Or at least for me, maybe that's a point in my life where I'm at, where I look at everything in two beautiful ways. If there's something bad, then there's something good from it. If there's something good, then yeah, there's something that could be bad from it. It's the law of polarity, that there's two sides of it, and to know that both are one makes it a little bit easier to accept the other one. So yeah, I want to start just I've been starting already, obviously, but I want to say that I really a part of me was kind of worried for a little bit. First couple days, I was like, man, am I leaving everything I know behind? Am I sitting there? Am I making a mistake? Is this the right decision? Right? All these thoughts come to mind, and the more I think about it, the more it's like it's impossible. It cannot be. Anything that's like meant to be will just be, right? You don't miss out on anything. There's nothing that you're ever lacking. Whatever is meant to be yours is yours and always will be yours. And I think about it the same way. By me closing off a chapter of my life, I am welcoming something new. I'm giving space to this new desire and this new life and these new people to come in. And as beautiful as all the experiences have been out here, and as lovely as my time has been out here, by me leaving and closing off the chapter, it's me having faith that the world has something else in store for me, which it always does, right? There is never a lack of experiences, and there is never a shortage of new things that we are going to go through. This life is always providing. This universe is always giving us things, and maybe at times we choose not to accept it. Maybe at times we are the ones that are stuck in the cycle because we don't want to break out of it. I think about my ancestors and our ancestors that lived here before us, and they had to travel, not necessarily relocate and stuff because they wanted to, right? But if they had to, there wasn't much negotiating about it, and they knew if there wasn't water, they would have to find a new place to live. If the shelter wasn't stable, they would have to build a new one or go somewhere else. If the food source had run out, whatever it was that equated to them having a good life, if that was not around there, if that was not predominant, if that was not in their everyday life, they moved. And they didn't know. They didn't have maps. They didn't have a friend that they could call 1,000 miles away and say, hey, how's the buffalo trade out there? Like, how's the water source out there? Is there opportunity out there? They just did it. And I think that is so beautiful to think that we used to operate like that we used to have so much faith in the world, in ourselves, and what this place has to provide for us. And if not faith in that, just faith in the overall journey that we're on, that if we were going to do something and it didn't work out, and that's where our story ended, and that's where it was meant to end. I'm sure some of them didn't feel like that when they reached those times or when they got to those crossroads, but I do think there is a lot of faith that our ancestors had, faith in something higher than them that we as modern society sometimes lack. And because we see it, right? We have friends that they aren't happy where they live at, but they choose to live at. They don't want to sit here and do the things they do, but they do the things they do. And it's almost like because we are afraid of what the opposite end could bring us. We are worried about leaving comfortability for the unknown, which is a very understandable thing. The unknown is so scary because it's unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to come from it. It is clearly undefined, but isn't that worth exploring? At least if you're not content, if you're happy and you love what you do and you don't want anything to change, then by all means, please live your life. Don't listen to me. Fucking exit out this video and enjoy yourself. But if you aren't happy, why not change it? Why not be uncomfortable for a little bit of time? Why not challenge yourself and make yourself do something completely out of the fucking ordinary? And that's kind of where I'm at. I am at a point now where I have grown so comfortable in this lovely little town of 50,000 people. Shout out to you, Minot. I have made such good friends and such solid connections. I have a very stable work. I have family out here. I have people that love me out here. It's comfortable. It's safe. It is everything that a person that just wants stability would long for. But stability, the more I heal and the more I work on myself, the more I feel my soul longing for something different, something that is going to require it to adapt and evolve and change and just become a whole different entity than it is right now. And I don't know if it's everybody or if it's maybe just me that feels this way, but yeah, that's been my big news, and I am so excited to tell you guys. I will still continue my podcast, even when I'm in Texas. Yes, and if you're in Texas, we got a link. We should hang out, right? Who knows where the fuck we're gonna be at, but yeah, that's it. I got a haircut, by the way, you guys. Ooh, I feel fresh. Today is my fair day with my sister, so we're gonna go to the fair and fucking enjoy ourselves. And I believe it. Some crazy insight for you guys, just if you want to hear. By me really committing to this move, it's opened up my eyes to enjoy the people that I have out here that much more. Like, I thought I was very present, and I thought, I'm like, oh my gosh, I always tell people how much I care for them and that I value them and that they mean something to me, and I try to convey these emotions and thoughts and feelings so then that way they're able to receive my love and everything. But now that I know I'm moving, it's really to the point where it's like, man, I really want to zero in on these people. Like, I really want to have lunch dates with these people. I really want to get a one-on-one with this person at least one good time. And it's crazy to think about that I was just living life without even doing those things. I had the capacity and the ability to do so. So why is it that my vision was so fogged with comfortability and a normal routine and stability that I didn't even want to do things that, when questioned if it would happen again, or when knowing that it was the trajectory of my path was going to change, then all of a sudden I just wanted to be around these people or see these people or hang out with these people or talk to these people. It's crazy to think how stuff just changes like that, how from one moment to another something could get taken away from you and the way you feel about it could be completely different. I don't think we should wait for those things to be taken away. I think we should act while we have those things. I think that's the beauty of it, right? Imagine being able to experience things that much more deeply while you're in the middle of it, whether it be good or bad, but be able to see it all. Because there's times where we reflect and we're like, man, that was such a good time in my life. I really enjoyed having that friend around me, or when me and them worked together, it was amazing. But how are we showing our appreciation for it now? What is it that we are doing today that's showing the people we love, we value, and we care for that they mean something to us? Because at a drop of a pin, at a pin drop's notice, it could change. And your trajectory could change, and your relationship could change, and your friendship could change, and your health could change, and your finances could change, and so many things could change like that. So why not just appreciate what we do have? I'm not ever telling you guys to not search for more, because I am on a constant search for more. My more might be different than your more. My more is more connection based, is more spiritual based, it's more emotional based, it's more inner, if that makes sense. And if yours, whatever yours is, fucking follow it, do it, chase your more, but let your more bring you fulfillment. Let what we're seeking for be what brings us total excitement and awe. And if it doesn't, reevaluate that, re-question it. Try to ask yourself why it is that you're still wanting to do more even though you're not getting something from it. I think our time on this world is way too short for us to live a life that we don't love. I feel like nothing is ever promised, so do the fucking stuff you want to do. Fucking take that vacation, move to a different city, break up with that fucking person, get a new job, go to school, like whatever it is, right? Quit that habit, start that podcast, start recording, play the piano. I don't fucking know what it is that makes you happy, but just do it. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for the likes. Don't do it for the gratification. Do it because when you do it, you feel good about yourself. You feel like you are paying homage to the person you want to be. I have a friend that I had a really good conversation with the other day. Shout out to you, Kevin. And he told me a beautiful quote that he heard, and it says, "Are your actions today paving the road for the person you want to be tomorrow?" And wow, right? Wow. How profound is that? How is your day going? Like, what is it that you have done today that is gonna pay? It's gonna be the token that you put in, or you're like building up the piggy bank of the person you want to be. Imagine that. Imagine that this world is just a bunch of different fucking piggy banks. That's what your life is. You have a piggy bank for your health. You have a piggy bank for your wealth. You have a piggy bank for your friendships. You have a piggy bank for your spirituality. And each action you do, whether we want to admit it or not, we're feeding into these little piggy banks. And just like anything else, right? What's gonna happen with something overflows? It's gonna come out. It's gonna pour out into your everyday life. And that's how life is. If every day you wake up and you go to the fucking gym, before you know it, your fucking body's gonna change. Before you know it, the weight's gonna be easier. Before you know it, stuff is just going to happen. And the same with finances, right? If you fucking work 80 hours a week and you track your spending and you don't make frivolous purchases and you do these kind of things, before you know it, you're gonna have a lot of money saved up, or you're gonna be able to buy the stuff you want. It's just like that. And out here, I think that's what this last year was about for me. I think it was me starting to focus on which piggy banks I wanted to put my money into. I do believe that the reason I didn't leave last year was because I wasn't mentally or spiritually ready. I would have gone, and who knows what I would have done with the opportunity. Who knows what I would have done with just everything. What would I have done with the people that I live with? How would I have acted with them? How would I have treated them? How would I have shown myself in an environment where it's different? Was I ready for that? And I think I had to stay back a little bit. And it was hard to accept. It was hard to look back and be like, man, I want to be there, but I can't for whatever reason. I was telling myself I can't, I'm not ready. I can't do this because of this, and I can't leave because I have family and friends. And now my story has it's changed. And I don't, maybe I've changed, so internally the story that I am saying is changing, but I'm ready now. I'm the skills and the tendencies, the habits that I have created over the last year are really, really gonna be the building blocks of what it is that I go and do out there. And I didn't know it last year, but I wouldn't change it at all, because this year has been so amazing. I know we're barely halfway there, but I think this is gonna be a year that I really remember because of the people, because of the things that happened, because of the events that happened in my life. And it's just been all beautiful. Even the things that I could tell people and they're like, oh, I'm kind of sorry. Like, don't be sorry. There was so much beauty for me in that story that I lived and went through in that time of my life. If it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't have these other profound thoughts that I have. So yeah, so that's basically it, you guys. Freaking super, super exciting. Going to fucking Texas. I got like another month out here, and I'm just gonna enjoy it to the fullest. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can. I'm gonna sit here and tell everyone that I love, that I fucking love them. I'm gonna give as many hugs possible as I can, and I'm probably gonna fucking cry my eyes out my last day at work. So yeah, super, super fun. But with that being said, you guys, I wanted to make today just a short little episode to give you guys some insights on what's been going on what's happening, and how my life has been. Yeah, I love you guys, and I wish you guys the best. Love and light.